Hello Stampers, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I used the Welcoming Woods stamp set, which is found in the Holiday mini catalog by Stampin' Up, and I made this fun Bookfold card. So let's get started. First of all, I took a piece of soft suede, which was 4 1/4 inches by 11 inches. I scored it at 5 1/2 and 4 inches. Fold it in half and fold it back. Then I took a piece of white cardstock, which is 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches, and I taped it inside. So I'm just going to go ahead and make the inside of the card first. So we're going to go ahead and tape it inside. Okay, that looks good. And then I'm going to tape down the binding of my book. So I'm going to tape down this little inside piece here. And there, now we have our book fold. Then I took a piece, another piece of soft suede, which is 1 1/2 by 4 1/4 inches. And I ran it through my die cut machine. So here it is. And I need the specialty plate, which is that. And I use this Parisian Flourish, I think is what it's called, die, and you notice it has a lot of things going on, but I wanted this flower in the center of it, so I just lined it up in the center. And I know it's a little hard to see on the screen. Let's see if I can move it over. There, so I lined it up in the center, and I'm going to run it through my cutting machine. You know what? I got this wrong. Hold on. Try it like that. There we go. Perfect. Sorry about that. All right. So, all right. So this looks really nice. There we go. And so you see the pretty embossing. Then what I did was I took my silicone craft sheet, and set this on here. I'm using the soft pastels now, which come in the main catalog, and they're a really good deal. I just took the dark Night of Navy one and rubbed it gently on my design. What's nice about using the silicone mat is you can just wipe it off with a baby wipe to clean it off, or even just dump it in the trash like this. But I'm just going to dust off the extra, and isn't that gorgeous? So this technique works really well with dark paper. And so that's how I got the side there. And I can go ahead and just tape it on right now while I'm thinking of it. That's going to go on the spine of my book fold. Looks good. Okay, next we want to go ahead and stamp our image. So let me make a little space here. I used the Stamparatus for that, and I already went ahead and put the stamp on there. And I want to make sure I get this in the right place. So I'm just lining up the paper with where my stamped image is. So that looks good. I took the soft Sahara sand stamp pad, and I'm inking up my image, which of course you can't see. All right, and I want to make sure my paper's still in the right place, and it is. And that looks beautiful. Doesn't that look pretty? All right, so we've got our image stamped. And then the next thing I did was I took this stamp set, which looks kind of strange until you realize what it is. It's actually the horizon. And once again, I used my Sahara sand. I already have it open still. And you just want to line up these dots with the tree trunks, and we want the flat side as the ground. And I put it up about an inch. So that's my ground. And then I took a sponge. Actually, I took a sponge dauber for this one. And let me get this on the camera here. Still working with my Sahara sand, and I'm going to sponge the ground. And what you want to just sponge off first on your scrap paper to make sure that your color isn't too strong, or you'll get ugly color lines, and you don't really want to do that. So that looks pretty good. I think I want to make it a little darker though. Okay, I like that. All right, next color that we're going to use is Calypso Coral, and this is supposed to be a sunset. So I took my blending brush, which, I mean, I would have used all blending brushes, but you'd need 5 for this card, and I don't have 5 of them, so not using that many. And once again, you want to rub it off to make sure you don't have too deep of a color. And that's my next color on this card. See, look, see how deep that was? Like if I would have put that right on my card, it would have been really dark. And that looks nice. And then my next color that I used was gray granite. And I used a blending brush for this as well. But you can use a blending brush, sponge dauber, or sponge. You'll see that I used all 3 because I really wanted to use my blending brushes, but like I said, I only had two of them. Although they come in a 3-pack, I just don't know where my 3rd one went to. So I'm kind of just blending back into the previous color just to kind of blend the colors, and I like how that looks, so I'm done with that color. Now I'm going to move on to my Bermuda Bay, and for this I used a sponge because I was out of blending brushes, and I could have used a sponge dauber because I have more of those, but I just didn't. So this is a really deep color. You really want to make sure you don't have too much on your sponge. And I'm kind of running it back into my gray granite. And there, that's probably, yeah, just do a tad more up here. Okay, and that's enough of that. And now my last color is Misty Moonlight. And once again, I used a sponge for that. And this is also another deep color. You just want to make sure you have most of your color off. And so I'm just going to kind of do some circles so that it looks like clouds on this one. So I'm kind of intentionally leaving a little white And so yeah, it looks a little wispy like clouds. Use your imagination here. And there, that's done. Isn't that beautiful? And then I took a square of Misty Moonlight, which was 4 by 3 3/4, and taped it on. And I have some baker's twine that comes now in a really nice assortment in the catalog. And I put that on the back. And the way I like to do that is take 2 strips of tape. Make sure I'm going the right way, and I am. And I just want to put it down about where the twine will go. I'm going to stick it on the back here and flip it over, and then I wrapped it around 3 times. So 1, 2, and 3. That looks good. And I'm just going to trim it. Then I took another piece of tape just to hold it on. There, and I'm going to go ahead and we're almost done. I'm going to tape it to my card. So let me add some more tape. Put 1 there and 1 in the other corner. There we go. And the last thing that we need to do is our sentiment. And for that, I used Best Wishes, which is one of the words in the Welcoming Woods stamp set. And I took a scrap of Calypso Coral and my black stamp pad, which I don't see. There it is. Trying to quickly do this while my granddaughter eats lunch. So there, it says Best Wishes. That looks good. And I used this die, which comes in the Stitch So Sweetly set, which here is what it looks like. I really like that die set. Gonna bring back my cutting machine. And this time, we're gonna use the 2-plate. Put that out of there. And the bottom plate, Best Wishes is next. Line it up. Can you see it? There we go. And my top plate, which is here. And run it through my machine. There it is. And I used dimensionals to pop this up. Which happens to be underneath my pile, of course. Here we go. I just put 1 at the top and 1 at the bottom because I want to straddle my twine, baker's twine. Peel off the paper, which seems to be easier said than done today. You know, when you're trying to hurry, nothing seems to work right. And then decide where it looks best. I think it looks best over to the right. So that's where I'll put it. And there. My card with Welcoming Woods. If you would like to order anything, this is my website. And if you would use this hostess code, I'd really appreciate it. If you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do that. I'm just starting out and I need all the help I can get. And be sure and like this video. Have an awesome day. Bye now.